Yeah, let's get weird. You know what, by the way, I have an update on a previous Florida, Ohio story. Darnell Dyson was just indicted by a Hamilton County grand jury. He was the guy accused of dumping nails on public streets in Springdale, Sharonville, and Westchester. So the long arm of the law has spoken. He's been indicted. Just a real little recap from a previous
Waddle's World
Florida,
Update.
Ohio story. And we'll have a little Florida, Ohio before we get out of here during Waddle's World, too. So, good times. Good times.
By the way, if you missed the conversation with Barstool Big Cat or any of the conversations that we have with our regulars or Waddle's World will be on there, our brand new page on our YouTube channel is specific to the shows now. Our YouTube page will be youtube.com/@WaddleandSylvie. So the entire conversation with Barstool Big Cat, including our conversation when we told him that, yes, Caleb Williams was in town last night having dinner with the Bears, and current members of the Bears roster were included in this dinner. youtube.com/@WaddleandSylvie. It's all there for you.
Ian Rappaport is reporting as well that Roma Dunze is expected to be in town tomorrow. So,
For his 30 visit.
yeah, let's do this. By the way, we were talking about the fall of Kris Bryant from the high heights that he once occupied. And Carm, who you know is a baseball nerd. I mean that in an affectionate way, but he's a stat guy. He's an analytics guy. He said this to us. Sent this in the text chain. 12 players in Major League Baseball history have accumulated 18-plus WAR in their first 3 big league seasons. Only 12 in the history of this great sport. And KB is one of them. And it is incredible how far he has fallen. And Carm went on to say, it's names like Williams, Pujols, Trout, Matthews, Boggs, Joe D. A very incredible statistic.
Who had the better start to their career, Derrick Rose or Kris Bryant? I think
Probably Kris Bryant, no?
I think they're very similar.
Yeah.
Like, I know that, like, one won the World Series. One did the impossible, winning the MVP on one of the hardest championships to ever be accomplished because the Cubs had the longest drought. But, you know, Derrick, for a point guard, and like, sort of, I don't know if he totally revolutionized it, but, like, that new generation of athletic point guards and the special nature of his play.
Yeah,
Man,
it's
like,
a good
rookie
good
of the
comp.
year, MVP too. Like, he was on that same trajectory. To me, they remind me of the same sort of mold and how quickly they both fell.
Yeah.
And Derrick, it was the knee injuries. It was more of a defined reason why he fell. And it was the 2 successive knee injuries. Kris is more of a mystery.
Kris Bryant hasn't been available the last 2+ years. He's been hurt.
It's been more of like undefined. Like, it wasn't just one.
Yeah,
Unless it is getting hit in the head.
Could be. It's just, it is crazy. If you go and look closely at his numbers over the last 2+ years, you would have never guessed this several years ago. I would have never guessed that Jerry West could be elected to the Hall of Fame for a 3rd time.
How is this legal?
I don't
or how
know.
is that within the rules?
I don't know. There's a lot about stuff that I'm perplexed by. In my 57 years, the last few days, I've been reading stories that just have me twisted a bit. But he will be entering the Naismith Basketball Hall of Fame for a record 3rd time, with this latest election coming as a contributor to the game, according to Woj. He's been previously inducted into the Hall of Fame as a player in 1979.
Of course.
And as a member of the 1960 U.S. Olympic team. In 2010 is when he was recognized with that. If you're in, you're in. I don't get how you can be selected or elected to a Hall of Fame more than once.
Well, he's now going in as a general manager, right? That's what it, like.
Don't you just put on his plaque that he's already in there?
Yeah.
Was inducted in 1979 as a Hall of Fame player.
You add to it.
Yeah, also was a member of the 1960 U.S. Olympic team. And, oh, by the way, was recognized for his contributions to the sport as the front office member of all of these different teams.
I agree because like what it's taking away and you know,
Other people.
Doug listens to the show. You know how we feel about Doug Collins.
Love him.
Doug Collins as a member of that 72 Olympic team. That was the year, right?
I think
Against
so.
the Russians, the 72 Olympic team. He was the number 1 overall pick. For years of a coach, he developed that what eventually would be the core of that Bulls team. He coached the Pistons. He coached the 76ers. He coached Washington. He was one of the greatest announcers.
Yeah, he was arguably the best basketball commentator of the last several decades.
And for all of those accomplishments, that's the true contributor because he's not in.
So instead of
as a
giving the
player.
honor to Doug, they gave it to Jerry West for the third time.
Someone who's already in. He should be in.
Doesn't make any sense.
Do you think the...
And he was a finalist, by the way. Doug was a finalist competing with a guy who's already Jerry West.
Do you think the scene of Jerry West in his underwear, drunk in winning time, is what pushed it over the edge as a contributor?
I don't think so.
But I miss that show. And will miss that show.
Yeah.
I hope they bring it back.
I'm going to miss Curb, too. That, next episode final, right?
The last episode that was of Curb was one of the better episodes in the last 5 years.
I couldn't stop. I laughed for 28 minutes or whatever it is. I laughed nonstop.
Was it so good?
I'm going to miss that show as well.
Larry's a floor effer.
By the way, did you see some stadium news, but not for us? Missouri voters reject stadium tax for the Royals and the Chiefs. And you remember, the Royals signed Bobby Witt Jr. to this monster contract extension and then let everybody know we did this. And then they were trying to pander to all of the Royals fans and citizens of Kansas City, Missouri, to vote yes for a new stadium. Those people said no, and I don't blame them.
Like, they can't even get it when they're so good.
Yes.
Look, here's my pitch.
58% of voters ultimately rejected the plan, which would have replaced 3/8 of a cent sales tax that has been paying for the upkeep of Truman Sports Complex, the home for more than 50 years, to Kauffman and Arrowhead stadiums.
I am making the pitch to the Kansas City Chiefs to go in with the Bears on a lakefront or Arlington Heights Stadium.
So they can share the stadium?
Yes. AFC, NFC combo, move to Chicago, and that way they can do the Chargers-Rams situation.
Is this the bandwagoneer in you speaking?
Yes.
Okay.
Let's start the bandwagon.
Okay.
Bring the Chiefs to Chicago.
Okay.
They don't want them in Kansas City. They don't appreciate them there. We can build them a new stadium that they can share with the Bears.
Okay, well,
And then that way they could share the costs.
That's
fine.
fine.
And that way it won't burden the taxpayers. They can share the costs and pay.
The only thing I would say
Hunts
is
and the McCaskies.
I wouldn't go as far as you did. You said Hunt, right?
Yes.
I wouldn't go as far as you just did, saying that they don't. What'd you say? They don't appreciate the Chiefs. What they've told you is we don't appreciate being burdened with a tax to build a stadium for a billionaire owner. Is what they say.
In this campaign, you have to smear a little bit, okay? So let's not go with nuance.
I heard Carb
They
talking
don't
about
appreciate
this.
the Chiefs.
Meller, you're a Cook County resident.
I am
Are
indeed.
you voting yes or no on public funding for a billionaire stadium?
That's going to be a no for me, Tom.
Tyler, you are a resident of Cook County. Are you going to vote yes or no for public funding for a billionaire owner?
No.
Well, this is what I'm saying. I'm telling you, by bringing the Chiefs here under my plan, by bringing the Chiefs here, this would not burden the taxpayers because the Chiefs will pay for half. They don't have to pay the full boat. The Bears will pay for half, and then taxpayers don't have to pay for anything.
Neither team wants to pay for half.
Half.
No.
Half of each. We will have Mahomes in town. We will have Caleb Williams in town. The Chiefs don't appreciate it, and we will send them the White Sox in return. They already are
you get the White Sox as
They're
well?
already
Okay.
the Royals. They're already the Royals.
Yeah.
They can have the Royals times 2. They're going to Kansas City in a swap.
How about this? I'll sell this to the Hunts and the McCaskies. Instead of going halvesies, go wholesies. And you just own the entire joint yourself if that's what you want.
I want the Chiefs to. If
That's
you
the
could have the
bandwagon-
Chicago Chiefs,
that's the bandwagoneer in you.
We used to have the Cardinals.
Yeah.
So why not the Chicago Chiefs and the
Cardinals would not-
Chicago Bears?
Mister, I've seen the Cardinals, and those Cardinals, they're no Chiefs.
If the Chiefs came here in Sylvie's hypothetical, what percent of the fan base jumps ship?
I just think we split. I don't think you need to jump ship. We're going to share the stadium.
Just like all the Cubs and Sox fans that we have. The duo Cubs Sox
you're
fans in the city.
selling the teams on just going halvesies on a new stadium. That's what you're saying.
Yeah.
Well, the Bears are locked in on giving $2 billion to a project and then turning it over to the public for ownership, which I don't understand that either.
That's
so
what I'm
maybe your
saying.
plan works.
That's what I'm saying. So $2 million from the Bears,
$2 billion
$2 billion from the Bears,
or $2 million.
$2 billion from the Chiefs.
Sold $2 million for a new stadium.
Let's build something. It's going to be a hell of a stadium. And then all of a sudden, now that thing's filled every weekend for football. We've got ourselves.
If you lived in Cook County and they were asking for your tax dollars to build Paradise in Arlington Heights, would you vote yes?
Under my plan, you don't have to collect anything.
Your plan, we're shelving your plan.
No, it should be. Taxpayers should not be burdened with any sort. But I don't let Kansas City people hear me because they don't appreciate the Chiefs.